So guys, now we're ready to decide which activity you want to do. So the first choice is to do a drawing of a robot. If you choose to do the drawing, you'll need a piece of paper. You'll need a permanent marker if you have one. If not, you could use a pencil, okay? But you want it to be something that's permanent because we're gonna use our markers like paint in a minute. Then we'll jump to the next one. You'll need some washable markers, especially a gray, if you have one. If you do not have washable markers, then you could always just use crayons. Just keep in mind it won't turn into paint when we add the water. You'll need a cup of water and a paintbrush. And then you'll notice down on the page, I've added some pictures of different robot details. Okay, so you can use that as well. Now I'm gonna use my dry erase board also so you can see some additional ideas and shapes. So as you saw in our video earlier, today we're focusing on shape. Last week we talked about Georgia O'Keeffe and her use of lines and contrast. Today we're gonna move to shapes. So let's think of a couple shapes we could use for the head for our robot. We could do geometric shape, like a rectangle. We could do like a semicircle one. The shape is up to you. Now I could use these as well if I wanted to do the body that way, right? I could do, a square one. Or I could even do a circle. And then when I get ready to add the antennas and stuff, I could go in with that. So again, lots of different shapes you could do, but I'm gonna come over to my paper. And I, again, gonna use my marker so that it shows up really well for you. I'm gonna start with the body first. Okay, for me, on this guy, I'm gonna do like an oval body. I'm gonna give him a little neck. 1, 2, 3. And then I want him to have like a semicircle head. There we go. Now let's see, I can go in, I can add my arms. Now, again, you have this paper if you want to use it. Look at all the different ones you could do. And again, they're all made up of different kinds of lines. So I'm gonna do this one that's kind of like a claw. Add that on there. Now you could start with the head or the body first. I like to start with the body. But that's just me. Make this one like it's waving. Now again, there's lots of different ones on here. Let me flip my dry erase board over. You could do ones with little fingers. Make him have 5. You could do one that could like move back and forth really easily and be really flimsy with little claws. It's kind of up to you. Okay, that is your choice. Now let's go in, let's add some legs. Now I'm gonna give mine 2 legs. Good. Now I'm gonna go in, let's give him some details. Let's see, let's do some eyes. Again, I'm using lots of geometric shapes today. Almost like his eyes would light up. Kind of like C-3PO a little bit. There we go. Let's see, what else details could we add to him? Got a light bulb on there. Like that. Let's see. We need something up here. Let's give him some controls. Again, I'm just using lots of different lines, different shapes. Think about what you would like your robot to do, how you would like for him to work. There we go. Cool. Okay, so I've got some different details on him. Now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use that washable gray marker. Now again, if you do not have this, don't worry, just go in and use your crayons. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this side of the marker and go around. I'm just kind of outlining that shape. Same thing here. I'm gonna go over it just a little bit since that line was so small. Just going and outlining. Again, I'm using the side of the marker and pressing down. We go. Okay, so I've gone in and outlined him. Now I'm gonna take my clean water and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. And I'm just gonna paint along that line. Kind of fill in that white space like that. You don't want it to completely disappear. There we go, let's go a little bit more. Just kind of filling that in. What we're doing is we're adding value. This makes them look a little bit more 3D instead of being so flat with our shapes. So we're making it like a form. Now, if your marker doesn't work immediately, please don't worry. Okay, sometimes it takes the water a minute or two to wake up. But I don't want to get rid of all the white in there. Let's do the head. Now when you're done, you could let this dry a little bit and then go in and add some color onto the robot itself. But I'm gonna let it dry first, and I'm actually gonna do that with my markers and my crayons. A little bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Again, be sure to wipe off Mr. Brush so it doesn't bleed and smear everywhere because you have too much water. So again, this is always a cool thing if you do not have paint at home. You can kind of make your own in a way. There we go. Now, if you look at this, you're maybe thinking like me, my background is mighty plain. So let's think about some of those lines we used last time. We had curly lines, we had zigzags. Do you remember the castle one we did? Over, up, over, down. That was one. We did broken lines. A lot of you used wavy lines for your flower with Georgia O'Keeffe. I'm gonna add a couple in the background just to add a little bit of contrast. So I'm gonna start with a straight line. And again, I'm using the side of my marker. Just kind of going in, adding a little bit. Let's see, what if some wavy and curly lines on there. Again, just to add a little bit of detail back there. Get one color. Actually, let's get a blue. That'll show up well. Now I'm going to take my brush, and it's very important that you wash it out. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do that one first. I'm just going to kind of go over it. See how it kind of wakes it up? Turn that into paint. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Same thing. I'm going to come right here. Kind of move that outwards. And it mixed a little bit with the pink, but that's okay. Let's do the blue too. Again, if it doesn't go as soon as you put the water down, be sure you're using a washable marker, and then also you might just have to be patient a little bit. 1, 2, 3. This should be the best one. Ooh, yes. Now when you're finished, I encourage you to go and check out the bonus activity. That may be something you're interested in today. Okay, you might want to go back and look at that. Now while that's drying, I'm going to get out my crayons and start coloring in some of the little details inside. But be sure you also go in and complete the exit ticket, okay? That is extremely important. So that way I can give you credit for your artwork today. Okay, you don't want to have done it and then me not know. So be sure you complete that and submit that for me. There we go. And kind of be careful because I'm getting it on my arm, so you might have to be patient. Let's see. And you have those 2 papers, so I look forward to seeing lots of variety. Remember, variety is lots of different kinds of something. So lots of different kinds of lines, lots of different details. So yours shouldn't look exactly like mine. That would be no fun. Let's get some yellow. There we go. So there is my robot.